judge a religion by the scriptures of those religions, and not by my good Muslim neighbor who is just a wonderful person, so Islam must be wonderful. There is a lot of wonderful Muslims. I have no doubt. My family is Muslim. I was a Muslim and grew up as a Muslim in the Middle East. I lost my father to jihad, and I suffered as a second-class citizen as a woman. So let's judge it from the point of view of logic, from the scriptures of Islam. According to Muslim scholars and all Muslims, they always would tell you this, that Islam is not just a religion, but it's an elaborate, totalitarian political and legal system that tries to control every aspect of a Muslim's life. And as a matter of fact, there is the most famous Muslim scholar in the 20th century, and his name is Sheikh Abdul Ala al-Mawdudi. Nobody can deny that he is one of the top Muslim sheikhs of the 20th century. He defined the Islamic State as follows. It seeks to mold every aspect of life and activity. In such a state, no one can regard any field of his affair as personal or private. Considered from this aspect, the Islamic State bears a kind of resemblance to the fascist and communist state. He was never, no, thank you. I'm not familiar to the British system, so please, I'm not going to take any questions. At the end. And Mr. Mawdudi was never, ever, his statement was never denied by any Muslim authority ever. So this comparison with the fascist and communist state was never disagreed upon by any other, at the end, I'm sorry. This is a one-party system with a very elaborate legal system called Sharia law that can put you to death if you leave it. 4 schools of Sunni Sharia laws, they all agree that an apostate who leaves Islam must be killed. And that's in all the schools of Sharia, not one exception. So, Islam wishes, according to Mawdudi also, Islam wishes to destroy all states, including Britain, and governments anywhere on the face of the earth, which are opposed to the ideology and program of Islam. All of these references are here. The Khalifa. Islam wishes to have a universal revolution to make all states Islamic. There is no respect for the sovereignty of any nation that is not a Muslim state. According to mainstream Sharia books, the Khalifa, who is the Muslim head of state, is allowed to hold office. There are 3 conditions where he can hold office. And the Khalifa is allowed the reliance of the traveler. This is a mainstream Sharia book. Go check it out before you argue with me. I studied it for 2 years. The Khalifa is allowed to hold office through seizure of power, meaning through force. You'll find it in Reliance of the Traveler. Go study if you're interested in the topic. Sharia law exempts the Muslim head of state from being charged with serious crimes such as murder, adultery, robbery, theft, and drinking. Rebellion against the Khalifa. All of this is in the Sharia laws. Rebellion against the Muslim head of state, even if he is unjust, is an enormity. You cannot rebel against a Muslim head of state. Sharia is a dictator-friendly law. And you wonder why 56 Muslim countries, 99% of them are not democracies. Do you have that right in your system here? Sharia books. What is the definition of jihad? I'm not sure, I can't remember, I think the young man. He stated that jihad is misunderstood. I lived in the Middle East for 30 years as a Muslim. I have never heard the meaning of an inner struggle, okay? According to the Sharia books, the definition of jihad is to war against non-Muslims to establish the religion.
Sorry, what information?
Reliance of the Traveler, 09.0, page 599. Study your Sharia before you talk to me. Jihad is not just the main duty of the Muslim individual. It's also the main duty of the Muslim head of state. Quote from the Sharia book. Everything I'm saying is in your book, sir, if you're Muslim. Study your Quran and Sharia. A Muslim Khalifa, who's the head of state, is entrusted to take his people into war and command offensive and aggressive jihad. He must organize jihad against any non-Muslim government which prevents Muslim da'wah, meaning preaching and spreading Islam from entering Islam. Sharia law number 025.0, the same book. The Khalifa, again, the Khalifa, Muslim head of state, makes war upon Jews, Christians, and Zoroastrians until they become Muslim or else. No. According to Islamic law, 025.9, when a Khalifa appoints a ruler to a region adjacent to a border of enemy land, which means Dar al-Harb. If you have a country, Muslim country, adjacent to Dar al-Harb, which is you here in Great Britain, it should undertake jihad against enemies, dividing the spoils among the combatants and deserving recipients. You must do jihad against them. You have no choice, whether you're a Muslim individual or a Muslim head of state. You have to do jihad. And so, any wonder why Anwar Sadat was killed after he signed the peace treaty with Israel? My former president, my favorite one, he was killed because he didn't follow Sharia. He signed the peace treaty with a non-Muslim country. No. Everything I say is in your Sharia. Study your Sharia. Vigilante justice, vigilante street justice is allowed under Islamic law. And you wonder why they're killing each other in the streets in all Muslim countries? Vigilante street justice. There are 3 murders that are allowed and a Muslim will be forgiven for. 3 murders are allowed for a Muslim to do and he won't be judged. No? Number 1, killing an apostate he will not be punished. Killing an adulterer and killing a highway robber. This is the power of the fatwa of Islam that scares everybody. It's not Islamophobia, ladies and gentlemen. It's the real fear. Fear of the fatwa. We can curse them. I grew up in Muslim countries listening to cursing prayers at the end of every sermon on Friday. Cursing the infidels. I grew up with this. And believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, if you grow up with cursing prayers, it can feel and sound normal. After a while, hatred becomes normal. Wanting to do revenge becomes normal. And I feel that the West, especially Europe, is starting to feel, oh, this is normal. Is Islam compatible with democracy or not? I mean, come on. Oh, I'm telling you, and it is. They look you in the face with a straight face and say, yes, it is. No. I think cruelty and injustice is starting to rub on us, and it's starting to feel normal. Sharia law does not allow non-Muslims to curse Muslims, by the way. Only Muslims can curse. From the pulpits of the mosque, they can curse you. But there is a Sharia law that says non-Muslims cannot curse Muslims or expose the weak points of Muslims. Another Sharia law, ladies and gentlemen, that tells Muslims slavery was never abolished under Islam. Another Sharia law that is very unjust for non-Muslims. Slavery was never abolished. And so this hate religion subversion is part and parcel and feels normal to us. We excuse it. We don't see it. Most people here don't see it because it doesn't affect them. It affects you, non-Muslims. It affects women. And that's the problem. That's the problem in Islam. Sharia has made a whole group of people illegal to exist. And these are the non-Muslims, especially the Jews. Thank you.